Hey everyone, I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So, does a grade of 10 matter? Well, if I own the card in a grade of 10, then you ding dangity darn right it matters. But if I do not own the card in a grade of 10, then of course it doesn't matter. Buy the card and not the grade. Well, here's the deal. In this case, I do own the card in a grade of 10. And this, while I was going to say stunner, but I had at least one commenter tell me that I use that term way too frequently. So let me go over here to the stunner synonyms. This charmer, there we go. Yes, this charmer is my first ever Reggie Jackson card. I am 59 years old, and believe it or not, this is my first ever Reggie Jackson card. Now, I've been collecting vintage baseball cards for less than 3 years. So, that's part of the story right there for sure. And well, this sensational card, yes, this sensational card is the latest addition to my growing collection. And I did not pay $50 for this card, so let's just go ahead and cross that out. Rather, I made the seller an offer, one offer, which he accepted, of $30. So I'm really excited to have this card. Now I went ahead and got the grade of Gem Mint 10. Why did I do that? Well, I figured I would have paid about $20 for a 9, so for 10 more bucks, why not get a 10? I mean, after all, if I ever decide to sell or trade, having a 10 instead of a 9 could be to my advantage. Plus, the 10s are lower pop and they're at the top of the pop scale. And not only that, but a 10 can be nicer than a 9. Although I think, generally speaking, there's precious little difference between a 10 and a 9, and for the most part, we can't even tell the difference. In fact, lots of people have cracked out a bunch of 9s and sent them back in, and some of them came back 10s. And so the grading companies are not always so consistent with 9s versus 10s. But here's the thing, not trying to make excuses for them, but I can see how they're not so consistent because we're splitting hairs here. The difference between a 9 and a 10 is so minute that who in the heck can tell the differences? Now, that's an argument for should there even be a 9 versus 10, or should they just be called mint? Anyway, it is what it is. So, how can you know that I spent $30 for this? Okay, I was going to say stunner for this knockout. Well, I told you that I spent $30, so you could take my word for it. But other than that, how could you know? Enter my sponsor, sellthepeak.com. So what you do is you put your search up here, and then it shows you the eBay sales, I believe, from the last 90 days. And here's the card that I bought. And there's a link to the original eBay listing if you want to go there and check it out. Now, I will say sometimes it will say $50 in black and it will say best offer unknown. So it does not always capture the best offer. And I've also seen a few times where it will show the $50, but the best offer of less than 50 was actually accepted by the seller. And I know this for a fact because there have been times when I submitted a best offer that was of course lower than the buy it now price, the seller accepted, and even a day or two later, or even a few days later, sellthepeak.com never captured that best offer. However, most of the time, sellthepeak.com gives you the actual eBay best offer accepted price. So this is a pretty cool website. And no, they're not my sponsors. I was just joking around. Okay, how many of these 1987 Topps Tiffany Reggie Jacksons are there out there in a 10? Well, SGC 10, there are actually 10 of them. And this column here would be for the Pristine 10s. This is for the 10s. And then the 9.5s. SGC needs to get their act together so that their grades up here are fixed so that you can scroll down. Freeze frame. But anyway, the SGC website is not that great. It definitely needs some help. I'm kind of a technological dinosaur, so who am I to say anything? But yeah, compared to PSA, it seems as if the SGC site needs some help. And of course, they don't have the registry. That could be big for them as well if they went that route. All right, what about PSA 10s? Topps Tiffany, 1987, Reggie Jackson, 112. So if you add that together with the SGC, we're talking about 122 in a grade of 10. Now there's also some maybe CSG 10s out there. I did not check, but there could be. Maybe some BGS 10s. I'm not a big fan of BGS. I use them for my Star Company basketball because that's pretty much the option. And I'm not going to send them to PSA plus PSA only grade certain Star Company basketball, not all of them. But the BGS slabs have that little baggie, and these Topps Tiffany's have that glorious high gloss. And those little baggies make it hard to really enjoy the high gloss. And I want to bask in the glossy glory of these Tiffany's, and the BGS slabs with those soft sleeve baggy inserts just take away from the glossy gloriness, if that's a word, of the Tiffany's. So I'm just not a fan. Okay, Reggie Jackson. This dude was really good. He had a batting average of 262, so that's not that high. Let's see here. So he's got a batting average of 262 regular season, but in the postseason, he's got a batting average of 357, almost 100 points more. So they should give this guy a name, something like maybe, I don't know, Mr. Fall, Mr. Playoffs, Mr. Postseason, something like that. Just seems like this guy was really good in the postseason. In fact, if we go over here, we see that he had, 2,584 hits, 563 home runs, 14-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion with the Oakland Athletics in 72, 73, and 74, and with the Yankees in 77 and 78. This dude dominated the 1970s. American League MVP, 2-time World Series MVP, 73, 77, once with the Athletics, once with the Yankees, 2-time Silver Slugger Award, 4-time American League home run leader, American League RBI leader. He was never a batting average leader, otherwise he would have had a career Triple Crown, but sluggers don't always have the greatest batting averages. This dude should have a special name. Something like, oh wait, there it is right there. Something like Mr. October. Yes. To say that Reggie Jackson helped the Athletics in the postseason and helped the Yankees in the postseason is an understatement. This dude was the man in the postseason, Mr. October, raising his batting average from, uh-oh, let's undo that. I made this too big. Raising his batting average from a regular season batting average of 262 to a postseason batting average of 357. So let's take another look at this stunning beauty, and I will show it to you up close and personal in just a few minutes here. Oh, I said stunning beauty. Let's take a look at this lovely lovely dream card. Check this bad boy out. Isn't that just gorgeous? Does a grade of 10 matter? Well, if I own the card in a grade of 10, you ding dangity darn right it matters. And if I do not, of course it doesn't matter. Buy the card, not the grade. And now, as promised, we will be checking out this sensational specimen in all of its glossy glory, or all of its glossy gloriness. The 1987 Topps Tiffany Mr. October, number 300, in a gem mint tin. There it is. Let's see if we can enjoy that glossy gloriness. I can pick it up in person. I'm not sure how well we can pick it up on video. But there it is in all of its glossy gloriness. One of only 10 SGC 10s on planet Earth for a mere $10 more than a 9. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary.